Hi, today in our lab exercise, we are working on module number 5 of cloud architecting, and we'll be working on a challenge lab which is about creating dynamic website for the cafe. Now, in this lab, we'll put our cloud architecting skills into practice by building a dynamic cloud-based website for the cafe business. The goal is to design and deploy a web application using core AWS services while making sure that it is secure, scalable, and highly available. You'll learn how different AWS components work together, from hosting a website to connecting with databases and managing the traffic. By the end of the challenge, you'll not only have the hands-on experience on creating a real-time cloud-based solution, but you'll have also a better understanding of how to architect applications that meet both technical and business needs. Now, they're talking about the scenario over here. First, make sure that you have started the lab, because it would take some time to set up the environment. The objectives would be that we'll connect to the AWS Cloud 9 integration development and the IDE environment for the existing instances. Then we'll analyze the EC2 instances and we'll install the web application on an EC2 instance. And then we'll test the application and create the Amazon machine image and deploy the second copy of it in another region. So that's what they are talking about, that initially that's the setup, and once we'll work on it, we'll have a AMI as well as the AWS secrets, and this would be the situation of it. So approximately it would take around 60 minutes, but we'll try to finish it before that. Now, the first thing is that a business request for the cafe preparing the EC2 instance to host a website. That's a challenge number 1, where we'll be analyzing the existing EC2 instance, and that's what they're saying, that go to the console and click on the instances. And once we are here, the first thing we'll be doing is we'll make sure that our region is North Virginia over here. After that, you'll go to EC2 instances. Either you can type it in over here, or you'll see it on your dashboard. Simply click on that one. Now, as you can see that there is only one instance running over here. You can either click on this one, or you can click on the instances on this side. So click on the instance and see that there is already one instance running. And if you click on this one, it would show you the details of that instance. And it's telling you that it has a public IP address, which is 34.203.206.106. And if you want to see the further details about the networking of it, that you can see that it is on a public subnet as well. And even if you'd like to open this one into a new tab and see that if it loads or not, you would see that it would give you an error message saying that error connections timeout, because we haven't configured anything for this one so far. We haven't uploaded the website or anything, so it's not gonna load anything. And if you would like to check the security of this one, you can see that there is no IAM security role associated to it so far. Further, if you'll scroll down in the inbound rules, you can see that there are only 2 TCP which are at the moment associated with this instance. So we have covered all of these things. Now they are saying that we'll have to go to Cloud i9 and answer the questions. I have already answered these questions. So connecting to the ID environment on EC2 instance, they are giving you details for this one, that how can you access it. So let's try to find out on the console. But before I'll go there, in order to access Cloud9, if you can click on AWS details, it would give you a URL of it over here. You can simply copy and paste it in the browser. It would open it into a new tab, or we can directly go it through the console as well. So I have pasted it in the browser and it opened this interface. Or if you want to go it from the AWS console, you can type in Cloud9 and it would show you, so it would take you to the same page as well. So it's giving you some details about Cloud9. We can close this one and we can adjust it a little bit so that we can see in our environment the commands that we'll be typing in here. So once that's done, we are going to start our task number 3, analyzing the LAMP stack environment and confirming that the web server is accessible. So we'll be copying and pasting these commands one by one. So first of all, we'll copy and paste this command, which will tell us about the operating system version in Amazon Web Services Cloud 9. And as you can see that it's telling us about the Linux version of it. Next, we'll check the PHP server and web server details over here. So we'll paste the second command here, which will tell us about HTTPD server version Apache. And this command will tell us about the status of it, and you can check it that HTTP server, it's loaded. But keep one thing in mind, that it is inactive at the moment, but it's loaded. And finally, we are checking the PHP version, which they are using as 8.2.29. Next, we are checking HTTP configuration. Then we'll start our HTTP service. Once it's started, we'll check the status of it, and you can see that it is active and running. So now we have checked the web server. Now it's time to check our database version, which is MariaDB, and you can see that the version of it used is 15.1. Just like our web server, we'll enable the database first, then we'll check the configuration of it, then we'll start our database, and finally we'll check the status of it. And here also you can see that it is active and running. So once checked, you can press Ctrl+C and it would end the command over here. So we have followed all of these things. Now it's saying after that, running these commands, you can configure the EC2 instance in Cloud9. Next is we'll prepare the environment for hosting the files and creating the directories over here, and then we'll give the permissions to those files and folders for our EC2 user, and we'll press enter. Further, they are saying that go to var www directory and create an HTML file over there. So for that, we'll click on www over here. On HTML, we'll click over here. Then right click on it, select new file and type in index.html. Now if you want to open it, just double click on this one and it would open the space where you can type in your HTML code. Now on the instructions page, they are telling us to copy this HTML page and then click file and save index.html. So we'll paste the code over here. Ctrl+S to save, or you'll click on file and save. So once that's done, since we have added the index.html file over here as well, remember we tried to open the HTML page or the URL of the website which was copied earlier. So we opened it here. Now let's try to refresh it again and see if it loads. It would not load because it is actually trying to look for HTTPS website. So in order to make the changes, we'll type in HTTP just to make sure that it is not trying to load HTTPS website. And as you can see that it's still not loading the page. It means that if we are trying to go through HTTP or HTTPS, it's not able to access the website. It means that there is something which is blocking it. Maybe a firewall or a setting which is not allowing us access to the website through port 80. So for that, we'll go back to our AWS console and we'll click on our instance. Once you're there, click on security. And if you remember, I showed you earlier that it has only these ports available over here and a range of IP addresses. So it's only allowing the traffic through port 22. So we'll have to add HTTP over here. So in order to fix it, you'll scroll up a little bit up over here and you'll have to click on security groups. And then click on edit inbound rules. And then click on add rule and select HTTP over here, if you can see it, or simply type in HTTP over there, and we are allowing it from anywhere, and simply save the rule. Now you can see that port 22 and port 80 is also allowed on this one. So now if you'll go back to the website and you'll refresh the page, you'll be able to see hello from the Café web server. It means that the website is running now. And it's able to access port 80, and through port 80 it is loading the page. Now a common mistake here would be that if the page is not running, you'll have to go and check your web server if it is enabled and running or not. If it's not running, you'll have to enable the services so that you can load the website. So if the web server is running, only then you'll be able to run the website on it. So that's exactly what they mentioned over here. They type in HTTP, make sure that they are also telling not to use HTTPS. So that was a tip. And the other thing is they told us that inbound HTTP rule should be there with a port 80 so that you can access it. Now, next thing is that new business requirement, installing a dynamic website application on your EC2 instance. And then we'll be running this script on our IDE. So once that's done, we'll clear the environment over here, and since we have copied the code that they told us, we'll simply come over here, Control V, and give it some time so that it would download all files on your web server. And then at the end, you'll see that it would stop over here. Just press enter so that this last command is also executed. So now they are asking to go back to the environment, and we'll have to make certain changes on our index.php file, which wasn't there before. But as you can see that since we ran this script, you can see a couple of more things over here. So we'll expand it, then we'll click on PSR and we'll click on index.php. And just like the HTML file, you can see the code for your PHP file as well. So the files that we'll be looking at would be index and get app parameters as well. So as you can see in the get app parameters on line number 3, as it was there in the instructions, that AWS SDK has been invoked. And even if you'll go down, you'll see the details about the secret manager, and then it is trying to communicate with the database with certain parameters over here. Now, since we need to configure the application parameters, we'll run the following command on our terminal window. So we'll go back to our terminal window and we'll paste the command over here and press enter. Now, as you can see that it is setting up the secret manager on the zone where we have created our database and the complete website. Now, if you want to check that if the secrets are really created, we can go back to the console and we'll try to check it over there. So you'll come here and you'll type secrets manager and click on that one. So as you can see that there are some secrets which are generated over here. So if we want to check some of the information over here, we'll click on, for example, the password, and if we'll click on retrieve the secret value, you can see the plain text value is appearing over here. So we went to the secrets manager and we looked at the secrets. Next is they are talking about go to Café DBA password parameters and then configure the MySQL database, which is by running this command. So we'll come here again and paste the command and press enter. So before we'll move forward, I want to check the status of my database if it's running or not. I'll first type in sudo service mariadb start and then the status of it. And as you can see that it is active and running. Now they are asking to run this command to set up a root password. So we'll come here, paste and enter, and we'll enter a password. So which password would it be? Remember, we went to the secrets manager and we saw this password over here. So we'll set up this password on the secrets manager for our database as well. So once that's done, it's asking to copy this command to see the databases and the Café database, and then it would show the tables and set of products. So we'll go and we'll paste it over here and press enter so you can see the details up here. So in next they are asking us to change the time zone of it for our PHP and to restart the service. So we'll copy these commands but make sure to execute them separately. So first of all, we'll paste the first command and then we are going to paste the second command over here and press enter. Now in next step, they are asking us to go to the website and after the IP address type in Café and try to see if it loads the website. Now, as you can see that the website has been successfully loaded, and you can see the information on this one. If you click on home, about us, or if you're going to contact us, or order history, etc., it's not showing us anything on the order history. And if you'll click on menu, it's not loading anything up here. And then after a while you'll see that it would show you a blank page. Now it means that something's wrong over here. Seems like that your EC2 instance is not able to access the secrets manager. Now that's only possible if IAM role is assigned to your EC2 instance to retrieve the information from the secrets manager. But since we didn't assign that, that's why it's not letting us see the menu items over here. So in order to fix that, we'll have to go to our EC2 and click on the running instance that we have. Then click on the instance that we were running. And if I'll click on security, you can see that there is no IAM role over here. Now in order to add an IAM role over here, first of all, we'll select the instance and then we'll select on action. Then go to security and select modify IAM role. And in this one, I'm gonna select the Café role and simply hit update IAM role. And you can see that now we have information which is updated over here. And now if you click on security, you can see a Café role over here. So we finished up to here, then we went, they are telling you some tips about it, PHP, we entered the Café, and then we'll have to test the IP address of it. They are asking to click on menu. We couldn't find anything up there. Now before we'll go to our next test, what we can do is that we can go back to our website, and since we have attached the policy over there, let's see if we can see the menu items or not. So now if I'll refresh this page, as you can see that I can see the menu items over here since there were no orders placed, so there's no information over there. So now since it's running, I added one order over here and I'll press submit. So I can see a grand total over here and it's appearing in the order history that we have placed an order. In task number C, they are asking us to create an AMI and launch another EC2 instance. So we'll have to do it by copying these commands. So we'll copy these commands and just make sure that you are pasting them one by one. So first of all, we'll copy our first command, press enter, then we'll create another command, we'll press enter. You don't need to enter anything over here, just press enter again and again. And then the third command so that it can copy the keys to the right directory. Once that's done, we'll go back to our console. Since it's asking us to go to the console and we'll have to create the image and template, so we'll have to create an image and then answer some of these questions. So let's do it. So we are on our EC2 instance, just make sure that it's selected, then go to actions, and then we'll go to image and templates and create an image. Now for the Café server over here, they are asking us to name it as Café server, so we'll copy it from here. So we named it as Café server. Just make sure that reboot instance is selected over here. If you want, you can add some volumes here as well. We are not making any changes, just create image. And as you can see that it has successfully created an AMI image for this one. Once that's done, if you want to check if it has created an AMI or not, so you can see images over here, and if you'll click on AMI, you can see the server which is listed up here. And if you'll notice that it is still in the pending state, so we'll have to give it some time till it's ready. So we have created the image. Now just give it some time till it would be ready. Just read through the tips number 1, 2 and 3. They are talking about the same thing. We didn't add any tags to the previous one. Now in the next step, they are asking to create the new Café instance from your AMI and select the region as Oregon region, and then we'll have to follow these steps. Now as you can see, I have just refreshed it and now this AMI is available. So once it's in the available mode, you'll click on this one and then click on action and copy AMI. So we can call it as Café server destination, and just make sure that you have selected United States Oregon as the destination region. We are not making any other changes over here, and we'll simply click on copy AMI. And if you now want to verify the replication of this instance, so we can select the Oregon from here, select Oregon, and as you can see that the replication is in the pending state, and you can see the name of it as Café server destination. So just wait here for a while till it becomes available. Then now it would take some time, refresh it, and once you see it that it's showing its status as available, click on it and launch instance from AMI. Now for its name, we'll have to go back to the manual, and they are saying that name is as production Café server. So we'll name it as production Café server. Then we'll scroll down, and you can see the information that AMI catalog has been copied from the Café server, which was there in our main zone, and it is even saying that copied from AMI, giving its information, image ID, it's a root, and published, and rest of the details are there. Now we'll have to select the instance type over here. So we are going to select T2 small here. For the key pair, we'll click on proceed without a key pair. But before we can change the network settings, if you'll click on my AMI, you'll see that it would show you the AMI over here, which is a Café server destination that we selected earlier. And then in the instance type, you are going to select the T2 small, and then we are going to click on edit network settings. In here, we'll select the lab VPC region 2, and it should be in the public subnet. In security group, we'll click on select existing security group, and we'll select the SG, this one. Then we'll scroll down, we'll click on advanced details, and there under IAM instance profile, you can select Café role over here, and I think these are the only settings that we need over here. And after that, click launch instance. It will take some time, and give it some time so that it can prepare an IP4 address for this one. So once that's done, we can click on instances, and you can see it's in the initialization state, and it has initialized it, it's running, and we'll have to wait for a while till it becomes available. And if you want to see more details about this one, you can click on this one, and it would show you details about this instance. And as you can see, a public IP address and a public DNS has been assigned to this one. If you click on security details of it, you can see an IAM role over here, and we'll click on this one, and let's wait till it becomes available. Next in instructions, they are saying return to Cloud9 IDE with North Virginia selected region, and then select the Café server setup on set application parameters, and we'll have to change certain things over here on line 15 and line 21. So as they have mentioned, we are on Cloud9. Click on setup up here and click on set application parameters. It would open this page. So we'll have to add some information on here on line 15. So as they mentioned, we'll change this information up here to region US West 2. So if you'll read in the instructions, it's saying public DNS address, and they are not giving any address over here. So in order to get the address, we'll have to go to our production Café server, and we'll have to copy the address from there. So as you can see, we are here on our instances, which is our production Café server, and you can copy the public DNS details from here. So once that's done, we'll go to Cloud9, look for line 21, and I'm gonna delete this thing from here and paste my public DNS. Make sure to save the file or click on File and Save. So once that's done, we'll have to execute the script, and we'll click on this Run button. So as you can see that the script has been successfully completed. It means that it has created the secrets manager for this different zone server as well, where we have it as a destination server running in a different region other than your primary region. So now if you would like to check this production Café server, you'll have to copy the URL from here or open it in a new address just to make sure that it's also loading the website. And as you can see that it's our production server, and the previous server, which was the main server, the IP address was a bit different over there. And just like we did it for that one, we will type Café over here and press enter, and as you can see that it has loaded the website. And if you'll go to contact us, or if you'll click on menu items, it should show you the item, since it's able to communicate with the database. Since it is able to communicate with the secrets and it has copied the files from the actual server, even if we'll place the order on this one and click submit, it has processed the order as well. So we checked that as well. Now they're saying that if you want to troubleshoot the EC2 instance, you can type the following command. Type in this command on your ID environment and copy the IP address of that and press enter, and you'll be able to access that and make the changes on that one. So that was on our lab on creating a dynamic website for the Café. That's it for today. I hope you understood something new, and we actually applied the principles of Amazon Web Services by creating a dynamic website, and we learned that how cloud services can come together to solve a real business problem. This experience will strengthen your understanding on cloud architecture and prepare you for designing more complex solutions in future. That's it for today. Thank you very much.